The ending of Clean Slate Season 1 opens up many new storylines for a possible Season 2, mainly as audiences wonder how Gavin's return will affect Desiree's decision to stay in her hometown. Though she was looking for acceptance from her father, by the end of Clean Slate, Desiree has realized she is not only loved and wanted, but supported by her community in Mobile, Alabama. While she grows closer to the rest of the Clean Slate characters, including her father, Mac, Opal, Ella, and Louie, Desiree's loved ones are also set to continue their own inspiring transformations. Clean Slate's early reviews have shown no shortage of praise for its mission to offer an old-school, feel-good comedy that celebrates, above all, people's kind-hearted nature. One of Prime Video's 2025 TV releases, the show doesn't shy away from the hard nuances of the experiences of queer people of color and has debuted with a 92% Rotten Tomatoes score. Clean Slate's exciting ending all but sets up future conflicts that would allow for the rich exploration of love in all its faces, from queer love, senior love, dysfunctional and loving families, to self-love. Who is Gavin? Desiree's New York ex shows up at her childhood home. Harry Gavin. Clean Slate. From the beginning of Clean Slate, it is clear Desiree is running away from more than economic problems in New York. When she first meets with Harry, she mentions her toxic relationships with men and blames it on their fractured daughter-father bond. As the episodes go on, she mentions the name Gavin as her most recent ex and the one who caused her to have an existential and career crisis. It would be interesting to know just what it is he did to Desiree, as he could even be responsible for her art gallery in New York shutting down. In the last episode, Gavin sends her a text message that says "we can fix this," which Desiree scoffs at. To her shock, he seems to be serious about getting her back, as Gavin tracks her down to her childhood home and shows up at the door when she's with Mac. He doesn't say anything and his identity remains mysterious, but Clean Slate definitely means to explore Gavin in possible future seasons. The show could even offer a plot twist by revealing Gavin is a trans man, and exploring that identity and its struggles. What happened to Opal's mother in Clean Slate? Opal's mother could come back. One of the biggest mysteries in the season is Opal's mother. Though the show doesn't offer many answers, it gives a first glimpse into the types of conflicts her return would bring up. Early on, Mac tells Desiree he and his ex were very troubled, which makes him surprised Opal is such a good kid. After Mac got out of prison, Opal's mother went AWOL. However, it seems she does maintain some contact with her daughter, as Opal says her mom travels a lot. Her mother's absence is one of the reasons that Desiree and Opal get to bond, as Desiree, too, felt neglected by her father when she was young. While Mac and his daughter's relationship is way better by the end of the season, the possible return of her mother would enrich both characters. She could bring conflict between father and daughter, Mac and Desiree, but, most importantly, it would give Opal the opportunity to make peace with, or work on, the relationship with her mother. Does Harry write 10-year-old Desiree a letter? Harry and Desiree heal their relationship without the letter. Harry and Desiree's relationship makes tremendous progress throughout Clean Slate. Her father goes from being halfway willing to acknowledge his past shortcomings to trying his hardest to be a better dad to Desiree. By the end of Clean Slate, it seems that mostly they have mended their bond, with Harry having taught Desiree how to drive, standing up for her against Pastor Hughes, and even telling her he loves and wants her. Though he was supposed to write 10-year-old Desiree a letter to symbolize he accepts her, it's unclear whether this is even necessary anymore. Harry even recognizes his daughter's experiences in the world must have been so hard, and apologizes for not being there. Though something could come up, it doesn't seem that they could be torn apart ever again, as it becomes clear that they need each other. Not only does Desiree find herself again by getting her father's support, but Harry, too, starts opening up to new experiences. If anything, their relationship could even grow stronger as Desiree starts to open up about her time in New York. Do Desiree and Mac end up together in Clean Slate? Desiree and Mac confess they want to be together. One of Clean Slate's most endearing plots is the will they, won't they dynamic between Mac and Desiree. Though it is immediately clear that Mac is interested, Desiree's feelings are far more complicated. She turns him down every time he asks, even going as far as telling him he's not good enough for her, referring to his criminal past and job at the car wash. On top of prejudice, what had been pulling Desiree back were her unresolved issues with toxic love and her traumatic dating experiences. The show by the late sitcom creator Norman Lear does an incredible job of subtly showing how dating can be so different for trans women, as they not only have to constantly vocalize their identity but be wary of homophobic attacks. Every time Desiree is approached by a guy she likes, she tells them she's trans, just to make sure they don't have a problem with that. When she gives Louis advice on his grindr date about how to defend himself, it becomes clear she has had to do it in the past. Feeling unwelcome and unwanted is something that's familiar to Desiree, and the reason why she didn't see a future in Mobile, Alabama, let alone a relationship with someone living there. Luckily, she realizes Mac's feelings are true and innocent, and that he does make her feel loved and happy. Because of this, she ventures to confess her own feelings and desire to start over without putting a label on him. Though he seems hesitant, in the end, he expresses wanting the same, and they share a kiss outside her childhood home. Why does James break up with Louis? James doesn't want to date someone who's still in the closet. Louis' journey in clean slate is as touching as it is sad. Before Desiree returned to Mobile, her childhood friend didn't seem to be willing to date any guys, let alone stop pretending to be straight for his community. Desiree encourages Louis to create a profile in Grindr and start having dates. Even if he is nervous about showing his face to James, he takes a chance and sparks fly. Though they start dating, things come crumbling down as James realizes Louis means to hide their relationship.